Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to a makeup video. So today's video is my wrap up of my Pan That palette theme for 2021, which was Tiny Pans hosted by the Pantastic ladies. And I will also be introducing in this video my Pan That palette for 2022 for the theme that the Pantastic ladies have chosen, which is size matters. So let's have a look at the two palettes that I had in 2021. The theme was Tiny Pans, as I said, and I chose to try and pan 1.5 of my mini sleek palettes that I got in an advent calendar back in 2019, I want to say. The Storm palette was my main focus, but the All Night Long was kind of like a dip in and out of kind of thing. Now I will say that obviously in November and December I wasn't wearing much makeup. As you know, I had an ankle injury, and so wearing makeup was just not a priority. So I will say that my finale for this palette is exactly the same as what it was before. We still have pan in this brown shade. We used up this cream shade months and months and months ago. There's a bit more of a dip in the brown, but not that much that it's blatantly obvious. Considering this was not my main focus and it was kind of just a dip in and use whenever I needed one of these colours, I'm quite happy with the progress that I did make. I have one whole pan, one that is hit pan, and one that is definitely used. So I'm very, very happy with this. I do like the colours in here, especially this one at the top here. I can see myself dipping into this again in future months, now that I've discovered how much I actually enjoy this palette. I can see myself dipping into this more. So even though I didn't use much in this palette, I at least know now that I do like some of the colours and that it can be easy to pan, she says. However, my main focus was the Storm palette. And again, as I say, not much change from October, except I did finally manage to finish that brown that I used in my brows. So every time I did my makeup, I used this brown, and it took me a whole year to use this one shade just in my brows. So if anything, that's what I could do. We have more usage on the green and some more usage on the gold. But the truth of the matter was, I had hoped that I would at least hit pan in the green and gold by the end of the year. But again, that ankle injury just put me off track. And so we're left with 5 empty pans. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 empty pans. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pans left in the palette. However, 4 of those do have a good dip in them going. So I am actually going to continue to keep using this. I don't want to put this half-used palette back into my collection and not touch it for maybe another year or two until I finally think, oh, I'm just declutter it. I do enjoy this little palette. It doesn't take up much room in my makeup drawer, my everyday makeup drawer. So, you know I can dip into this and use it. And currently I've been loving the green look. I mean, I'm wearing something else today, but the green and the gold make a beautiful eye look. I absolutely love my green eyeshadow. So I can definitely continue to keep using those. I think that blue and this shade would make a good eye look, and these 2 pinks would definitely make a good eye look. So there's 3 more eye looks in this palette that I know I can combine together and get used up. And I haven't done my goals video yet, but I keep mentioning a couple of goals in my videos. But one of my main goals is to try to wear makeup more often so I can justify the size of my collection. But yeah, I'm actually going to keep this as a Pan That palette throughout 2022. I'm going to continue to keep panning this. If you want to keep seeing updates on it, to see my progress on it, let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I'll just pan it in the background and you'll get to see it when it comes into my empties, when I've completely finished it. Yeah, if you want to continue to see progress on this, let me know in the comment section down below. So that was how we finished 2021 with my project Pan That Palette. I finished 6 pans and hit pan in 1 pan. So 7 pans in a year for me is incredible. I know they're tiny, but they actually lasted me quite a while. I thought I would have this done and finished and would have moved on to this before the end of the year. But, you know, my expectations and reality are two very different things, and nowhere near each other. So yeah, I've enjoyed working with these. The all night long one is going to go back into my collection, and I will probably pick it out every now and again for a look. But the Storm palette is definitely going to stay in my everyday makeup drawer, so I can keep dipping into this on a regular basis and get this used up. And hopefully, if you're happy to, I will continue to show you my progress on this one. So that was that. So 2022, the theme for the Pantastic Ladies Pan That Palette is size matters. And the description for this was something big, bulky or awkward. But Jessica has said that you can interpret this however you like. So my first thought was I wanted to pan the Revolution Beyond Flawless palette. I will take off the shiny packaging because glare. So it looks like this. And I was like 100%, this is the palette I'm going to pan for 2022. Because it's got 32 pans in it, so I would class that as quite big. But also we do have some pan already in here. So we have 3, is it 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 pans that already have pan in them, and quite a few that have a couple of dips in them. And I thought, I've got a head start. This is going to be my Pan That palette for 2022. However, as it got closer and closer to the end of the year, and obviously my injury and everything, and then realizing how long it took me just to use up the 5 pans in this palette, and this palette only contains 2.4 grams of net weight, whereas this one, I believe, has, 16 grams net weight. 2.4, 16. So I want to get real with my collection and be honest with myself. If I couldn't pan 2.4 grams of product in 1 year, am I really gonna manage 16 grams? So I do plan on wearing more makeup in 2022. That is my goal. However, when I was doing a recent declutter of my makeup collection, I did try to film it. I started filming it before I had my injury, and then obviously I had my injury and I couldn't continue to film, so I just continued to declutter anyway. But there was one palette that kept being awkward, and because it was bulky packaging, because it was awkwardly shaped, I couldn't fit it in anywhere where I was wanting to put it. And so I thought, you know what, that would be a perfect palette for the theme Size Matters, because it might not be a big palette, but it's definitely bulky and it is definitely awkward shaped. And I'm talking about one of the Revolution eggs. So I have 3 of these. I have the gold one, I have the blue one, which is obviously mermaid themed, and I have the purple one. So I have 3 of these. However, these 2, These two sit nicely into my drawer. I have a little box inside my drawer that I put all my small palettes into, so that they're all contained and not just rolling around with all the big palettes getting lost. They have their own little nursery, and these two fit in the box. This one won't. So I figured if I pan this one, then I won't have that problem, will I? So this palette is, and the reason why I chose this one is because this one is browns. Browns and golds, as you see. There are 5 eyeshadow pans and 2 highlighter pans. However, as you can see from this highlighter, absolutely no way, no, not a chance in hell is that a highlighter for me. So I don't class these as highlighters in my makeup inventory. I don't count them as highlighters. I count them as eyeshadow pans. So to me, this is a 7-pan eyeshadow palette. Just 2 pans are really huge. I could possibly maybe use this as a highlighter, but probably not. But I picked this one over the other 2 because it's browns, and I can use browns. I can use them as bronzer. I can use them in other looks as well. So I might put a brown in my crease, but then a green on my lid. You know, I can work browns into my collection more than I can work blues or purples, which are what the other 2 eggs are based around. So there's blue one and a purple one. This one is the most usable, shall we say. The other 2 are more, you know, specific looks. So I thought I could get the use out of this. It's bulky because look at that packaging. Like, that's just, it's bulky. It's awkwardly shaped because it rolls because of the roundness of it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and pan this. I don't know how much product is actually in this. Sorry, my leg is hurting. I don't know how much product is actually in this palette because it doesn't say anywhere on it. There's nothing on the bottom or anything. It doesn't say anything about how much product is in here. Probably did on the box, but I threw the box away. So yeah, I don't know how well this is gonna go, but we're gonna try. That's what we're gonna do. It has had some use, as you can see. There's a bit of a dip here, but I think that might have been where I gouged my fingernail into it. There's a bit of usage on this one, but they're literally just little uses. So I'm hoping that by the end of 2022, this will look a lot more used, and yeah, I can get another awkward shaped palette out of my collection. So yeah, that is my Pan That palette for 2022, this tiny little egg. And hopefully, if you're interested, also seeing the progress on my Storm palette from my Pan That palette in 2021. So these are 2 palettes that I'm going to be working on throughout the year. I hope you'll come back and join me and watch my progress on these. Hopefully, there will be more progress this year because of that goal I have in mind and that drive to start wearing makeup more often. So that is it. That is my Pan That palette intro for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.